Have y'all seen that meme? Or not even the meme. It was a video of the guy just going, on 3 nights, I will visit you. Tonight being the first night. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to guarantee that you knew that tonight was actually the first night. No subsequent nights. And then tomorrow will be the second night. I just wanted to make
No,
sure.
I have not seen
You
this.
haven't seen that? When that came up in the movie, I was like, yeah, I get that's a pretty good bit, actually.
Oh, you had seen that meme before you saw the movie.
Seen the meme before. I'd seen so
Okay.
many memes before I'd seen the movie.
I had
This movie got memed to death, which was
I
crazy.
muted everything because I was seeing it late because I had to wait for Monique to get back in town. So I muted everything. So I didn't see any of the memes, but I still haven't seen that meme. I still haven't seen that.
Welcome to a One Take Podcast, episode 190. This week we are doing Nosferatu. As we are one to do on this podcast,
a totally new movie.
Totally new movie that has just come out. You know, podcast from 3 weeks ago is what we're doing, basically. Work has been kicking me right in the teeth and balls. And so so in that order. And so I haven't been able to see movies. My job, I became important at my job. And so all of a sudden it's ruining my life because now I can't like do my hobbies and see movies.
You got to pick a new pope now.
Yeah, exactly. So Nosferatu is the first movie that I've seen in a long time. Sorry, Timmy, we still haven't seen A Complete Unknown. Hopefully we'll get to it. Might not.
I think I'm gonna tap in. I think I'm in on Timmy, bros.
We'll see if he gets nominated. We'll see if we got to make
the Timmy propaganda machine has really worked on me in 2024. All of it worked on me. Dune 2 worked on me. Then he was on College Game Day. He was fucking phenomenal. Real ball knower. That worked on me. Then all these clips started coming off him talking to Nardwuar and him talking about being a little beast stand. And he just seems like the fucking coolest guy ever. I am all the way in. I might even watch Wonka one of these days. That's
Wonka
how
was
in
good,
I am on
though.
Tim.
We talked about
Hey,
Jackson and I liked Wonka.
That was when I was like, is this guy really him? Why they keep putting him in my face? I wasn't into him. Me and Dune 1 don't have the best relationship. So I was not in on Tim. I am officially Tim Hive. Sign me up for all of it. I'm here.
I am in on Tim, but I don't know if I'm in enough on Tim to overcome how out I am on Bob Dylan. So
that's a really good point. Bob Dylan stinks, bro.
I am very uninterested in the life and times.
That music is absolutely awful. Like, it's horrible music. I totally agree with that take.
We did record a podcast. This should be episode 191. We did record a podcast before the Christmas break. Hilarity ensued on that. It sounds like I'm talking through, like I said, a speak and spell. Like it genuinely sounds horrific. I may drop it as a bonus episode. We talked about our top films of 2024 on there as well. And we talked about Carry On. So that will probably come down as a bonus episode just for extra content, just because we haven't been giving you any, mostly because we don't have a schedule on this podcast. It's for funsies. But we're going to talk about a super fun and normal movie, Nosferatu. Super chill, right?
Everyone had a great time, and they all lived happily ever after.
Nosferatu, rated R, came out on Christmas. What a Christmas Day romp! 7.6 on IMDb. It's the first ranked popularity movie on IMDb right now. 2 hours 12 minutes. Yeah, apparently. 2 hours 12 minutes. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and a terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Written, directed by Robert Eggers, Henrik Galeen as well. I wonder if that's the original writer of the original. Yes, of the original Nosferatu. If I believe correct. Yes, is the original writer of the original 1922 Nosferatu, and Bram Stoker, who wrote a little story called like Dracula, who, if you don't know the backstory of why, I think the backstory is, and look, we're not fact checkers on this podcast, but the backstory of why exactly. We don't, I mean, the biggest social media companies in the world don't have to fact check, so neither do we. But I think the story goes that the original Nosferatu was made because basically Bram Stoker's widow would not let them make an actual Dracula film. And so they just made a Dracula film, but called it by a different name, basically. And so, so they made Nosferatu in 1922. Actually, a lot of it wasn't, I believe it wasn't seen for a long time because the widow then tried to get that film taken out of context. Or not out of context, taken out of circulation. Then they had to rediscover the movie. I think in like some warehouse. I might be having this wrong, but I think they rediscovered the movie and have since reclaimed it, and it has since been repurposed and reissued, and it became an instant class, or became a long-awaited classic from 1922 silent movie. And I believe they remade it in the 1970s as well. So I believe this is the third iteration of Nosferatu, in like the whatever iteration of the Dracula vampire story. But stars Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, Emma Corrin. How do you spell this? Ralph Ineson or Ralph Ineson?
Sure.
Yeah, he's from The Witch. You know him from Robert Eggers' The Witch, and
cinema itself.
Yeah, which is a great movie. Do we want to play Guess the Box Office?
Ooh. What was the
$50
budget?
million budget. 50.
50? What was the budget for The Northman?
80,
80? Okay.
I believe.
Okay. I'm trying to get a sense of where he's at. So $50 million. I would say his box office, my estimate, what's it been, 3 weeks?
Yes.
I'm
Or
gonna
a little bit
estimate
more.
$35 million.
No, I'm gonna go.
This movie was popular.
I'm gonna go 110.
No way.
The price would be right for Dex, but you're off. Actually, it's 156 worldwide.
Okay.
Eggers has a hit. I didn't realize it was doing that well.
Has given him his biggest hit of his career because the Northman
won.
The Northman cost $70 million to make. It didn't make its money back worldwide. Made $69 million. Did really well being repurposed.
Wait. It's made 69. It's going to make its money back. This podcast alone can push the agenda enough so that they make another $1 million.
In its theatrical run, the Northman made $69 million.
We can get it to 70.
We can get it to 70.
You want it to be reissued?
Robert, if you come on this podcast, I promise you we will get it to 70. I know that you are listening. I know that you're a fan of this podcast, Robert Eggers.
And if you're a real ball podcast,
we will get you to that 70. Nobody loves that movie more than us. It's a travesty that it hasn't got.
We are the official Northman podcast. That's what we do here.
I think that was one of the few movies that actually made money on, if not DVD sales, on
like VOD.
VOD, thank you. It actually made money and got word of mouth via VOD.
It's a truly incredible piece of work. It's the craziest shit you've ever seen, but in a good way. Like all his movies are the craziest shit you've ever seen, but in a Hollywood friendly way. It's just so phenomenal that he was able to make that. And I listened to an interview after I saw this movie about what he felt like coming out of it, and he just felt like, now I feel like I can do all the stuff that I'm supposed to do because I made The Northman. And I couldn't tell whether he was talking about it as if he feels like he came up short, or if he feels like he was that guy because the movie's so fucking good. I literally couldn't tell. But I hope that you know, Robert Eggers, that The Northman is a fucking classic. It is a truly great piece of work. I don't care what Hollywood said. That shit was real cinema, and I'm glad that you got a chance to make it.
What he probably meant is that it put him in the ability, because it was by far his biggest movie to date. Like, it was a bigger movie than what even Nosferatu is.
It was way bigger than what he had ever done. Way bigger.
So he just got the budget to do it, and maybe because he didn't succeed, he doesn't have to chase that dragon anymore. I don't know, but Nosferatu, 84% critic score, 73% audience score. Marvelously orchestrated by director Robert Eggers. Nosferatu is a behemoth of a horror film that is equal parts repulsive and seductive. It's pretty good synopsis there, I guess. Not trying to make any puns, I believe. But Dex, I think on Letterboxd, you had this the highest rated out of all of us. What did you think?
Honestly, I don't remember what I rated it.
4.5 stars. Tej gave it 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars.
I can't wait to watch again. I kind of think I might go up, but go ahead, Dex.
Yeah, I loved this one in the theater. I'll say like I went and saw it. I think the day after Christmas or whatever. Still off work, still vibing. Went with the homies, and yeah, it packed house, and it was just like a very tense, like scary movie. Which like I normally don't do horror movies, as we know on this podcast. I only started watching them when the two of you forced me to watch Midsummer back in what 2022 or whenever that was. But yeah, there's just something about Eggers that I was like, I have to be there for this. I have to see what he did with Nosferatu. We like saw the rumors of this movie originally being like Harry Styles and Anya Taylor-Joy, and like a couple years ago.
Anya Taylor-Joy was attached to it for a long time, I believe, like up until they almost started filming. But I think she
That
maybe had
makes
to
this
drop
a different
out.
movie. That I did not know that. That makes this a different movie.
Yeah, Harry Styles makes it a much worse movie. I'm glad that didn't happen, but
Harry Styles would have been the Nicholas Hoult character, the cuck.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
Who
They
was
wouldn't
Harry
have let him
Styles
be
going to play in this
Nosferatu.
film? Yeah, he wasn't going to be Nosferatu.
He
No.
might have been Aaron Taylor-Johnson the way that he was acting goofy on the screen. I don't know. I get that.
But yeah, anyway, so I was excited about this movie. Have been for a long time. When we first heard the rumors about it actually not being Harry Styles, that's when I got really excited about it. But yeah, so I don't normally watch scary movies. I had to go see this one, and I really enjoyed it. I thought they do a really good job of like setting the right tone and vibe like early on. Like the first thing you see is Lily Rose Depp just being like possessed and like ghost fucked or whatever. And like it just immediately is uncomfortable and creepy. But it never, for me at least, it never felt over the top. Like I know some people are complaining about like, oh, she's ridiculous, whatever, like why she's shaking like that. But for me, it just worked. It just felt like that's what would happen, like if you were being possessed by a vampire. So yeah, the tone, the atmosphere is all there. It's incredible. Skarsgård is awesome in this. He's just creepy as fuck at every fucking moment that he's on the screen. There's like that shot like when Nicholas Holt's like walking like up the spiral staircase or whatever, and it like is slowly revealing like just more and more creepy shit in the house. I'm like, shit like that rules. That's the sauce. That's the good stuff. I gave it 4.5 stars instead of 5 just because like parts of it kind of dragged in the middle. Seems like they kind of lost the plot like at some point in there, and it's like, okay, let's wrap it up. Let's get it moving. Let's go ahead and kill the demon vampire thing. But other than that, I thought it was awesome. Willem Dafoe's character was cool as fuck. Every time he was on the screen, loved watching him. Loved watching the other crazy old guy, Ralph, whatever his name is. He was awesome. Nicholas Hoult, like you said, they did our boy dirty, but
big cuck energy for Nicholas Hoult in this film.
He tried his hardest. He was great. I liked him, but he was like, poor guy, you know.
Yeah, poor guy. Tough looks. And I know there was a lot of discourse about like Aaron Taylor-Johnson being very bad in this movie.
I didn't see
feel
I don't
at
know.
all.
Right?
I didn't
realize
have that thought.
Who was he? The rich friend, like the rich friend dude who was like supporting them. I didn't think that he was bad. I didn't realize that was the Aaron Taylor-Johnson guy.
I was unbothered by him.
I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine.
Aaron Taylor-Johnson is like come to be known as like doing bits basically for all like character actor Aaron Taylor-Johnson.
He's the Sony guy. He was the head of the what is that Kraken? What
Craven.
the fuck?
Craven Hunter. Yeah.
That's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought that he was bad.
He's also
I find it interesting.
He's Bullet Train guy.
He's the Bullet Train dude. No, I like this guy. I'm in on this guy. I'm fine with him.
Yeah, same. And I was not bothered by his performance at all. I got on Twitter and saw people being like, dude, he was so ass. Oh my God, he took me out of the movie. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Did we watch different movies? But
Eggers
yeah,
doesn't let people give bad performances in his movies. When have you ever seen someone give a performance that's like, oh, I would call that bad? And even in The Lighthouse, which fucking stinks, I think the performances are great. I think they're fine.
Yeah, he's fully aware of whatever performances his actors are giving.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to let them, even if they're weird. He's like it's exactly what he wanted them to do. I imagine. So it's not.
Yeah, have no idea where that Aaron Taylor Johnson criticism came from. I thought he was totally fine. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. It's creepy, spooky, and I think it's a good time, and everyone should watch it. A-.
Tej?
I absolutely loved it. I have an affinity for Eggers, obviously. I have a great respect for how he makes his movies, and to see him make something that has like this is the first time he's made something that already existed. Meaning, like they're like this goes pretty close to the original. Now, not like the original, the one he watched as a kid. This conforms very closely to it, so it's not that different of a movie in terms of like the plot of it. It's actually pretty familiar. So to see him work in that realm is just fascinating in and of itself. And I just thought that Lily Rose Depp, who I had not seen before, I didn't watch The Idol, even though I loved.
Didn't.
I didn't watch The Idol. Once the hashtag discourse started, I was like, "Oh, I'm out on that. Like, I'm not going to watch that." Sam Levinson's a piece of shit, and I already feel bad that I love Euphoria, which is an incredible show that I'm happy is coming back. But I didn't need to consume any more Sam Levinson stuff. So I was like, no, I'm out on that show. So I had never really had a context of this woman. And I just thought that she was mind-blowingly good. I thought this was a very hard performance to do. It's extremely physical. It's very nasty. And it's like a lot of like physical acting and also 3 or 4 like long monologues. Like this is not an easy performance. And I was blown away by her energy on screen. I thought she was great. And I thought you get all the stuff that you get from Eggers' movie. Visually, it's going to be fucking phenomenal. And he's going to be able to render worlds that scare this shit out of you in different ways. Like, I agree with Dex. This is not a scary movie. But the world that you're able to create, when he goes to that little village, when he's going to go up the mountain to go talk to Count Orlok, and he goes through that village and the weird shit starts happening, like that stuff, that filmmaking is so high level. He's in the forest. He's seeing the vision of the forest, and he wakes up, and you see his dirty feet. Like the way that he's able to tell how creepy a place is, and to instill that sense of dread in you, is he's just like, there's no one like him. Like, and that feels like you're watching The Witch for 10 minutes when he goes to that little cottage, and everybody's speaking different languages. Like, get the fuck out! Don't go up there. We don't even say that name around here. Don't go up there. But he doesn't understand the language. Weird shit is happening. And then when he goes up to the mountain, and then the way he renders that world and the way he renders his monster, I just think it's all like pitch perfect filmmaking. So I just love Eggers generally. But I thought the performances were great. I was never bored. I don't feel like I ever lagged or ever wasn't completely fucking locked into the movie. And I just love the fact that we've got, God, how to just forget Green Goblin's name? Like with the
Willem Dafoe.
Dafoe is. His performance is just phenomenal. You could tell that role was made with Dafoe in mind. Like in the last scene where we get with Dafoe, where he's burning down the little casket thing now because Count Orlok is gone. He's burning down the casket. He's just yelling. Like, I just thought that he was so phenomenal.
And the 7 horsemen of the apocalypse will be around. And he's just like,
that's the kind of stuff that he could do. Like you could feel big Lighthouse energy every time Dafoe's on screen, because he's basically delivering the monologues in the same like exact cadence from the Lighthouse, but it just works in this movie. This movie's a lot more entertaining than the Lighthouse.
For sure.
And whoever the guy is who they cast to play his Count Orlok's little minion, who was locked up like in the insane asylum looking thing, that dude,
find that guy's name.
That dude was throwing fastballs, and every single one of them was working. That is a very over-the-top performance that completely works in the context. I just thought there was 100 decisions made in this movie that made perfect visual sense or storytelling sense, and I was completely enthralled with the movie. The final scene is one of the most shocking things that you'll ever see. And you know what's about to happen, but to see it play out in the way that it's rendered, it is really shocking. And when I was watching, I was like, I don't know what to take from this, but holy shit, watching this happen is one of the craziest things that I've ever seen put on a movie screen. Just in the way that it's rendered, the depth performance. We should give some shout out to Skarsgård, who I thought was great. Like, the voice is a big choice that Skarsgård is doing, and for me, it completely worked, even if I dropped every 4th or 5th word.
I need my subtitles, man. I
cannot wait to watch this movie with subtitles. This movie is the closest that I've gotten to, man, we really need subtitles in movie theater since I watched Tenet and I understood about half of that film. with the way that the sound design worked. Like I cannot wait to go back and watch this movie with subtitles so I can catch every bit of that dialogue. But I just loved every minute of it. The kids giving the warnings every time you see the kids are like, Papa, save us from the monster. Like all of that, the way that he kind of eases you into like some real bad shit is going on. There's nobody else better than that making movies right now across the spectrum. He understands what he's good at, and he positions himself into projects where he knows my blend of filmmaking could speak perfectly with this, and we got another Eggers banger. I couldn't have been more happy with it, and I gave it a 4. I bet you when I watch it again, it's going to be a 4.5 because I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I was finally able to see it. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give that an
A. I'm gonna a B+, maybe an A as well too. I don't really have anything that was like super wrong with it. It wasn't maybe as scary at points as it needed to be. I was frightened a couple times by like just the rendering of Orlok, but I was also chuckled a little bit because they gave a super scary vampire, but he also had like a mustache.
Yeah, the mustache. Yeah,
it looked like a Mr. Potato Head, kind of like it was crazy. At the very end of the film, when spoiler alert, the very ending shot where he's covered up, but he had like Hank Hill butt in the end of it. I thought that was really funny. But no, I think all the performances, Eggers gets really, really good performances out of all of his people. I think everybody kind of knows what movie they're in, including Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think Nicholas Hoult had like a thankless job in this movie. He gets put through hell in this movie. Somebody, the meme I saw, I wish I could share it. The meme I saw was just like everyone else's storyline in Nosferatu, and then it was what was Thomas's storyline, and it's that meme of SpongeBob in like the dungeon or whatever. Just like in the creepy dungeon, is just like he's like going through hell, man. But yeah, some interesting vampire lore, and it's a lot of stuff that I like. I haven't dug into a lot of like vampire stuff. I haven't watched that. What I know from vampires is like the Lost Boys and movies from the 1980s and things like that. I haven't really watched Bram Stoker's Dracula from Coppola and a few other things, or like the vampire lore of like Twilight, which isn't vampire lore. It's a whole different
soap opera lore.
Yeah, different thing.
Paramore lore.
I'm not really into vampires. I'm not really into vampire movies, which is why I like this so much, because I don't have like a piece of like vampire lore or vampire cinema that's like near and dear to me, except for maybe the Blade franchise, which is like kind of vampires. I guess I watched True Blood for about a season and a half, and I haven't had a good time.
Well, it's like anymore. I'll tell you this. This is one of the few ones that I've seen in like a long time that it like vampires are like ancient demon creatures is what this thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where they're just like the Lost Boys, 1980s pulp pop horror movie where it's like it's like Kiefer Sutherland. They're like good looking vampires and stuff living out in California, but like it is scary, but it's a different kind of thing. This is like they're ancient demon creatures that the devil has made a bargain with or whatever to like keep their immortal soul, and they're feasting on the flesh of anybody that will wander near to them, basically, and horrifying. And I think some of the stuff that he does, I think the most creepy parts of the movie to me that he sets up are when Nicholas Hoult Thomas is like wandering to the castle on foot, and then the horse and carriage and buggy pulls up and slides to him, and he gets in, and then he wakes up and he's at the castle, and then he like wakes up again, and he's in a trance and like signing papers and stuff like that, and then he wakes up again and he has bite marks, and he doesn't know where he is. And I think all of that incantation stuff is like really good. I think where it kind of I love Defoe's character, but I think where it kind of gets off of the rails is like him like bloodletting Lily Rose Depp or whatever. And I think she steals the movie, because if she doesn't work, then this is a bust. And you really have to believe she has to play a bunch of characters. Like she has to play somebody that's actively, somebody that's in the throes of whatever this possession is. She has to play somebody that can have sexuality. She has to play somebody that's frightened. She has to play somebody that's, it just all of these characters. And I think she nails that. And the physicality of it, Teach, like you mentioned, was incredible.
Yeah, she's got a tough job. That is not an easy performance at all.
I mean, that moment where, well, we're spoiling the movie now, but the moment where he's about, like, Orlok's already arrived in the city and he's already come to her, in that bit that I was making at the front of the podcast where he's like 3 nights. And it was like the second night they send Aaron Taylor Johnson sends both Thomas and her home. And she's sitting there and she's confessing all of her basically sins onto Thomas about what is going on. And then she like has like a spasm in the middle of the thing, like she's being possessed. And then she's like, fuck me, which is the craziest.
That was insane.
Yeah, it was.
He was like, you know what? Yeah.
He literally did. He was like, you know what? Fuck it. Yes. If your possessed demon says you want to fuck, then fuck it. Let's get it then.
Which was my review of this movie is dudes will do anything to get laid.
Yeah.
Including Count Orlok. Like, my eternal soul will be damned to hell if I'm here by the time that the rooster crows. But man. I gotta,
look at her though.
Yeah, I gotta like stay in there. You know what I mean? It's too good.
You're gonna tell her no, bro?
Yeah, but he was like, yes, I'm definitely down for that. Whether the fact that this is actually you or whether you're possessed or not is not my business. I'm getting my cheeks. I'm getting those right now.
Questions later.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Later.
I think this has a lot of messaging, of course, about like women's sensuality and it's saying sex and religion in general, and a lot of questions about that. And but one thing that I agree, Teach, that you said that like it becomes the witch for like 2 minutes. He's so good at that sort of religious horror bit where they're going out and they're like doing prayers in different languages and like trying to kill the
they're doing virgin sacrifices.
Yeah, they're doing virgin sacrifices. He's so good at all of that religious undertones stuff, and especially putting it out in the woods where it's dark. This movie's shot incredibly well. I think it may it's going to compete for best what is it? Cinematography. Thank you.
Wait, is it?
I'm sure it will. I think it might be the only thing that
I would love that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be an Oscar movie at all, but I would love that.
I mean, it's Jaron Blatchke, and he actually won an Oscar for The Lighthouse.
Okay, I'm into that.
Or no, sorry, he was nominated for Oscar for The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse wasn't nominated for anything else, but he got nominated. So he's already been a nominee for cinematography. That shot of like the hand going out over the entire city, it was in the trailer.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Love that. Love.
All the natural light, all of it's like lit by fire or candlelight and all that stuff. It's just really good. So secretly a COVID movie, a pandemic movie. They have a plague in the middle of this.
He says no. He says that's not what was happening.
But kidding.
It's impossible for us not to see it that way given the times that we live in.
Yeah.
He says no.
Eggers says no?
Eggers says no.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to listen to the filmmaker.
What do y'all think of Nicholas Hoult? What do y'all think of him?
I think he's a very underappreciated actor. I think he's really good at he's like very expressive with his face. Like he wears everything like right here. He's also
a floor raiser for me.
Yeah.
He's like also, if I hear the Nicholas Hoult is in a movie that like already sounds kind of good and it's like and Nicholas Holt's in it, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. But if I hear a movie and it's like, oh, that sounds kind of mid, and you're like Nicholas Holt's in it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I gotta see it now, you know? Like he's a solid floor raiser.
He usually picks really good projects, is what I've said. And in fact, I'll talk about it later about what we're watching. He was in 3 movies this year, and all were like solid to actually he was in 4. He was John
else was he
Arbuckle
in?
in the Garfield movie.
Okay.
But he was in The Order, which kind of came and it didn't even like come out in theaters. Basically, it just went right to VOD. It was really good. And then Juror Number 2, which did the same thing. It went to
I
Max.
still haven't seen that yet,
But
people say it's good.
He's kind of having like a 1990s career where he picks like really good projects. He works all the time, and it's just like solid, like 3.5-star movies every single time he's in something, at the very least. And then occasionally he'll be in like Mad Max Fury Road. So
I like him. I happen to like him. I say all that today. This performance didn't do anything for me, but it's because he had like kind of nothing to do. Like I don't think it was a performance where he was allowed to like impress me to so to speak. But I thought I really like him, and so I'm interested in him being Lex Luthor as well. So I'm very excited to see where his career goes. I still got to see Juror 92 though.
He's Lex Luthor?
yeah,
Yes.
he's the new Lex Luthor.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Somebody said he was bald maxing in that thing. He shaved his head and wore a bald cap. It's incredible. But yeah, I think the idea that he's a floor raiser is really good. But like I said earlier, I think he had a really thankless job because it was like he's supposed to be the avatar for how scary this shit is.
Yeah.
They put him through hell in the first 60 minutes first 45 minutes of the movie just to set up how horrifying this thing is supposed to be. You know what I mean? And all the while he gets cucked by an eternal demon like that.
Man, big cuck energy, man.
Yeah, I feel like though Aaron Taylor Johnson like got it worse in this movie, just in terms of.
I mean, his entire family was obliterated. And
just for being nice.
And he
to his
literally
friends.
fucked his wife's corpse. That is the thing that happened in this film.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all go a little crazy sometimes.
He had to play. What do you want to? No.
He's been through some things. All right,
that is a thing that happens in this film.
Let the maid grieve. But yeah, all your wife and children being murdered because you let a friend stay at your house is really, really fucked up.
Man, very fucked. Tough beat for the guy, man. Just trying to be a good friend. Tough beat.
That was the one shot of the movie, and I knew it was coming, but it was the one shot of the movie when she runs in there and he has both of her like children, and he's like draining their blood or whatever.
That was.
I was like, oh.
I knew those little girls were going to get fucked up because they were warning everyone all around, hey, shit is not right, Dad. There's a monster. Yeah. And even when there's like a knock on the door and you don't see the girls, but you hear, Papa, it's the monster. That stuff, that's pure Eggers, man. That's pure like shit is going bad and the people in the world don't see it, but you're about to see just how bad shit is going and you're going to see and you get that sense of dread like, oh shit, it's Those I knew those girls were dead as soon as we saw them on screen. I was like, yeah, they're fucking dead. They're dead.
I was fucking hoping. I was like, please, Eggers, don't murder these children in front of me. Please.
He's like, I'm gonna murder those children.
He said, I'm gonna murder those fucking children, bro.
I'm gonna murder the fuck out of these children.
I know what you want and what you hope are two different things, but I don't know who you think you're talking to.
This is an Eggers movie. Those kids are fucking. They never stood a fucking chance, bro.
I will add that they and this is in the original Dracula story, but they just did the last voyage of the Demeter in this movie.
Yeah,
I heard that movie was really good, but I
was intrigued by that movie when
Yeah.
I first saw the trailer, and I never ended up getting around to it because like nobody really talked about it. And then the other day, Mo tweeted about how good it is. And I was like, "Fuck, I should have watched."
She swears by it. She's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" But I don't know how many people watch this movie, but this shit is amazing. She swears
Paramount.
by it.
It's on Paramount. I might have to check it out. But
Well, I'm about to be tapped into Landman on Paramount, so maybe I'll give it a watch because they're
Landman
about to
rules,
get my
dude.
money,
I
brother.
binged like 5 episodes in a row. It's
They're
like
about to get my money. Everybody and their mom
Republican
is
shit.
watching Landman. I'm about to tap in.
I'm about to be snowed in apparently, so I might have to get to it.
Dude, it's the most Republican shit on the planet, but it's just like hell
Everything
yeah.
he makes is
drill,
like
baby,
that, but
drill.
He's too good, bro. If he is too good at making television. That's why I know I'm gonna enjoy Landman because Lioness is way more fire than it has any reason.
It's
to be.
a ridiculous show, but it's just Billy Bob
so
Thornton cooking. It's Billy Bob Thornton cooking people for like 5 hours, and it's just that's
Is this
all
the
it
one
is.
Jerry Jones showed up in?
Yeah.
Yes.
But so apparently the last voyage of the Demeter is basically just like one passage in the Dracula book but it's a very, so they made an entire like movie out of it about basically making up a backstory of it. So
Can
I
you
think they kind
imagine
of did
you
that
write a
here,
book
but
that's so fire that people just take like 11 words out of your book and be like, "This is a movie." No,
Yeah.
these 11 words right here. That's crazy.
Because it sounds like such a sick ass premise. It's like they got Dracula on a boat and they're
Dracula is
trying
on
to
this
transport.
boat and they're
That
trying to
rules.
transport some shit. That is a great concept because they know where you can run. You're fucked. Dracula's on board.
It sounds like some stupid shit like Netflix would make up for a sequel to a movie. They're
Mhm.
like, what? Dracula got to London or whatever. What if we made a movie about like Dracula being on a boat? Like that would be cool.
That would be cool, right?
yeah, the boat ride. And it's just like, what? No, what? But yeah, that's on Paramount Plus. Anything else we want to talk about?
Can we talk about what we've been watching? I can't wait.
Yeah, I've been watching, a lot of television, I'll tell you that much. But I have watched, speaking of Nicholas Hoult movies, I don't know if I told you all this the last time. I watched The Order and Juror Number 2, which is like, Juror Number 2 is like the best movie of like 1998. It's like your dad's favorite movie that's on TNT, which is saying something because they used to make 1,000 movies like this. Like what's the one with Matthew McConaughey and Samuel L.
Lincoln Lawyer?
Jackson?
Oh,
No.
A Time to Kill?
A Time to Kill. It's like it's not like that kind of racism or anything in that movie, but it's the same sort of premise. It's a really cool premise, but it's like Clint Eastwood at 97 years old putting in yeoman's work to make a great movie. Let me see what else I had deleted my list of all the I accidentally deleted my list of all the movies that I had watched.
Yeah.
I had a long running list of it.
Oh no, you can't. You can't do that. That's
I watched. Let's see. So I watched the Bumblebee movie,
Nice.
which I had never seen. It's fine. I think it's pretty
Shout
fun.
out to Haley Steinfeld,
Haley Allen.
soon to be Super Bowl champion, Haley Steinfeld.
A movie that I hadn't even I randomly just didn't get any press for being Cillian Murphy's like follow up to Oppenheimer. It's called Small Things Like These.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I didn't realize Cillian Murphy was in it.
Yeah, he's a star of the movie. He says like 10 words the entire movie. Very internal performance. Still good, but like hard watch, brother. Let me tell you about it. Yeah. I just put like what a laugh riot on Letterboxd. It's tough subject matter, but it's a pretty good movie. Juror Number 2. I watched A Different Man, which Sebastian, we didn't even talk about the Golden Globes because but like but like Sebastian Stan won a Golden Globe. Shout out to our Marvel king.
Tell me it wasn't for playing Donald Trump. Please tell me it was okay.
He won for a movie called A Different Man, which is like barely a comedy, but it's a super black comedy, and it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's somebody called it The Substance for Boys, which is yeah. It's kind of like the exact same premise, basically. Maybe not as like brutal or as out there as The Substances, but then I watched The Order, which is about a FBI agent, Jude Law, trying to stop the KKK, who is run by Nicholas Hoult.
Of course it is.
Awesome movie, actually. Y'all should check it out. Den of Thieves, I rewatched because I'm going to watch the second movie.
I'm going to watch the second one too, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and then Nosferatu, and then I'm going along here, but Caitlin and I started Landman. I got about 5 episodes in, was up to like 4 a.m. Watching that, and I think I walked in at like into the bedroom at like 5 a.m, and Caitlin was waking up to go to work. So that was really fun and cool. Don't ever do that if you're married, by the way. And we watched Nobody Wants This on Netflix, which was a pretty loose and fun rom-com starring Kristen Bell.
I like Kristen Bell.
Yeah, it wasn't Adam Brody is in it as well. And then what else did we watch? Oh, we started something called The Pit on
that's the medical one on HBO.
Yeah, on Max.
What do you think of that?
Awesome show. really, really good procedural hospital. If you liked ER, this shit is like, ooh, just it scratches that itch. In fact, it casts like Noah. What's it? Is his name Hawley?
Noah Hawley,
I mean, that's the creator of
Fargo.
Noah Wiley. Yeah, that's the creator of Fargo. Noah Wiley, who was in ER forever. It's just it scratches that ER itch. It's based over a 15-hour shift instead of like day to day. So I'll see how it kind of like plays out towards the end of it. But we're on episode 3, which is the 3rd hour of the 15-hour shift.
I've heard
and it's
good
gonna
things
be
about
15
this, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it.
And Shrinking, incredible, just A+.
Wait,
stuff.
are you watching season 1 or are you watching season 2?
We finished season 2 of Shrinking.
Okay, is season 2 good? I've only watched.
It's unbelievable.
1. Okay,
It's
I gotta
unreal.
tap back in. I love Jessica Williams, man. I love her.
I would say it's probably Harrison Ford's best work in years, probably, which is crazy.
It's a very low bar.
Oh, come on. Grow up.
I mean, I love Han Solo like the next guy, but that's a very low bar.
Started Severance last night.
Ooh,
Got halfway
Indiana
through.
Jones 7.
Wait, started Severance where? Like you're talking about season 1?
Season 2. Started
Okay.
season 2 of Severance, and I
We
remembered
are
that I
so
didn't remember
fucking
shit.
Back. You gotta
I had to
watch
watch a
the
recap
videos.
the other day. I
Rewatch
wasn't
the
able to
finale
do it.
and then watch a recap.
Yeah,
That's
I got to
what
watch
did.
a YouTube recap because I got halfway through the first episode and was like, I don't remember what happened.
No.
Yeah,
Mostly because that show came out a decade ago.
I was watching the recap and I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. Holy fuck. I'm glad.
Rewatch the finale in full and then watch the recap video. You'll understand everything.
I'll probably have to do that.
I could not. I am so fucking happy Severance is back. I love the first episode. We are back. We are fucking back. We have won. I'm so excited to have this show back in my life.
Because
Also,
I'm
every
off work
critic
tomorrow,
loves it.
I'm gonna fire up Severance tonight.
Perfect. I also have been watching. This is real cinema too, and I hate to give this app any credit. Day of the Jackal is phenomenal. It is so fucking good. It is a
Which one is
show. It's got the dude who plays the lead in the Harry Potter spinoff movies. The what are those movies called?
Oh,
Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, him, and it's got
Eddie Redmayne.
yes, it's got Eddie Redmayne and what's her face from the Woman King, the black.
We
lady.
are
I forgot her
awesome
name.
with actors' names. on
Sorry,
this, by the way.
I
Did you
smoked
just
way
say
too
the
much
black
today.
lady from the Woman King?
Well, she's like the second lead, not just anyone.
Lashana Lynch.
Yes, Lashana Lynch.
You know,
Sorry.
y'all remember?
Sorry. Lashana Lynch plays. So she's basically Lashana Lynch is the MI6, the operative / like cop who's chasing after a killer, and Eddie Redmayne is the killer. And these two people are electric on screen. Eddie Redmayne is really good. And I only saw the first Fantastic Beasts or whatever the fuck those movies are called. And I was like, this is mid. But I was like, kind of like this guy at the center of it. But this is mid. I don't need to watch the rest of these Harry Potter movies. I was there for the
Award
original
winner,
movies.
Eddie Redmayne. You were like, he's
Wait,
got a future in this.
What did he win an Academy Award for?
Fucking one of those biopics. I forget which one. Maybe it was.
It's not called A Brief History of Time. It's called The Theory of Everything.
yeah, that one.
He
Whose
played
biopic is that?
Stephen Hawking.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can see that. Okay, I've never seen that film.
But he
I
beat
like-
somebody. He beat somebody like big at the time. It was probably a Leo DiCaprio performance. But
I like Eddie Redmayne. He's doing a good job in Day of the Jackal. I'm on episode. I think I'm on episode 9 of 10. I really enjoyed it. Then I'm tapping into Landman, but I'm also obviously still watching Severance. And I've seen a couple movies. I saw One of Them Days, the SZA and Keke Palmer movie yesterday, and it's pretty funny. It's just like the trailer shows you. It's like, what if Friday was about black women as opposed to black men?
Which sounds awesome.
Which is a fun time. It's a fun time. It's a lot of laughs. I had the pleasure of watching it in a pretty full, or at least like a semi-full movie theater, and the crowd really reacted well to it. I enjoyed that. I also saw Baby Girl, the Nicole Kidman sex movie, basically.
How was that? I keep meaning to get to it and keep having things come up.
It is mid. It is
Damn.
mid. You know how much I love Nicole Kidman, but other people have really liked Baby Girl. Monique actually really likes Baby Girl. I think it is mid, but I was not bored by it. I am not sad that I saw it. I was entertained by it, but it's mid. I also saw.
That's like the 8th movie where it's like older woman has sex with younger guy. This
Yeah,
year.
and this is. I mean, this is mid. Like I wanted to have a good time. Me and Monique actually watched Nosferatu and Baby Girl on a double feature. Obviously, there's some synergy between these two films, but I wish we had watched it in a different order because
Sex is back.
Baby Girl was mid, but sex is definitely back at the box office. There's a lot of sex in both of these films, so sex is back, and that's a good thing. We need more sex at the box office.
We've been saying.
I think that's it for what I've been watching, Dex. I'll supplement if I need to add something, but you can go.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly have been watching a ton. I've been working on fucking Texan type videos and shit.
Anyone
Now
killed.
nothing.
For nothing.
Now for nothing.
nothing.
But
For nothing.
but I had a good time. It was the friends I made along the way. But yeah, I saw September 5, which I think came out some places in like December and then went wide.
It's
this
just like
past
every
weekend.
other Oscars movie this year. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. So I got to go check that out. It's about the 1972 Olympics and the kidnapping plot that happened there, the whole hostage situation, and it's really fucking good. It's from the perspective of like there's like an ABC Sports news team covering the Olympics just like you normally would.
I remember
then-
seeing that trailer and thinking this looks like it could be good. Okay.
Yeah, and then the kidnapping happened, and they were like, "Well, this is our story now," and so they covered it, and it's only like an hour and a half. It's a quick watch, but it's so stressful. It's like insanely tense. I haven't been that stressed in a movie theater since Uncut Gems, partially because I didn't know anything about the 1972 like terrorist Olympic situation.
Is it
Other than-
Munich?
Yeah, Munich.
Yeah.
Munich.
I didn't
yeah.
know anything about like how it ended or like how it played out or whatever. I just knew that there was like some bad shit that happened at the 1972 Olympics. So I'm sitting there watching, like learning all of this information with them in the movie, and I was just like, oh shit, like this is
Spielberg made a Munich movie in like 2006, I believe, as well too. So
What's the name of that? I remember that.
Munich.
Oh, it's literally called Munich. Okay.
But yeah, the shit is intense and it's really good. I recommend checking it out. It's probably something you can wait to watch on streaming whenever that happens. Honestly, like I don't think you need the big screen for it, but if you have some spare time, it's worth checking out. Yeah, about to get back into Severance. Hopefully, we'll be watching the Chiefs' downfall here very soon.
I don't believe it. I don't think they can be killed,
Anyone could be killed.
Anyone can be killed, but maybe not him.
but maybe not.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't been watching that much. Like, I need to get back on my shit. But you know, new year, slow start. We'll be back though.
It was double XP on Call of Duty, so that's what I was doing all of last night. Hadn't played that game in forever. Can I get something off my chest really quickly?
Please.
Call of Duty. Who the fuck do you think you are? To download a new game, the full game plus Warzone plus the campaign, which they make you download like separately for the game, plus the multiplayer, which they make you download like separately for the game. It's like 280 gigabytes for one game to download the full thing. If you wanted to play every game mode.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
College football, by the way, is like 25 gigabytes.
It's way more fun too.
Remember when a
Way
game
more
used
fun.
to also, like, you used to put the disc in the console and it would play?
You would just play it.
You would just play it
The
when
day
you
it
put it in?
came out, you didn't have to wait 2 days for like some fucking.
This is a boomer take by me,
Uh,
but I'm just saying, like, why?
It's
I
like
don't-
the game just came out. Why do I have to download 87 gigabytes worth of a fucking patch to make it actually work?
I had to delete other games to put, and maybe this is my fault for getting Call of Duty, but I got it. I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me. So I'm just like, I wanted to play. Took me 18 hours to try and play that game because it took forever to download the new stuff. Anyway, I'm bitching and moaning, but I'm just saying, like, what are we doing?
Also, man, I just hate like the always online part of games. I just want to just fire up my shit and play sometimes, man. I don't need to fucking connect to the fucking 2K My World or whatever the fuck. Get out of here, man. Like, I don't want that.
Also, microtransactions. Don't charge me. Call of Duty isn't the worst about this. In fact, 2K might be the worst about
2K
this.
is literally the worst about that. Awful game. I don't know why people play those games.
I don't anymore.
I haven't bought one in 2 years.
I don't know why people
But-
play those games.
Don't charge me more money for the thing that I paid money for. That's it.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you very
free-to-play
much.
Games like your Fortnite, your Apex Legends, whatever. Y'all got to make money somewhere. The game is free. It's all cosmetics. I get it. But Call of Duty, I gotta pay for the game, and then I gotta pay for some more shit, so I don't look like a
win?
fucking bum out here.
Yeah, so it's the other thing is to like be better at the game. You have to purchase this other stuff, so you're not getting killed by 13-year-olds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a fun way to exist. They stole their mother's credit card, and now I look like ass at the game.
Speaking of microtransactions, we have to address the Brutalist
Oh yeah.
and their microtransaction AI. What the fuck is that? Get the fuck out of here.
I haven't even seen this film. I'm already against this film's existence. If we're using AI for stuff, why are we including this in our Oscar conversations? Y'all can't trick us. This will not fly. I saw 2 separate headlines of fucking AI, different instances of AI using the Brutalist. I don't want to hear it. They tried to couch it as like, yeah, we use little AI to clean up some stuff that we want to do that we couldn't
We wanted
afford.
to make the Hungarian accent sound more authentic by making it fake.
Get the fuck out of
By
here,
making
bro.
it a robot. Get out of here.
I am more okay with them using generative AI to like build buildings and like do stuff for like CGI. Now that may or may not put people out of jobs. I don't know, but like I am more okay with that than I am with like, what do you mean you used AI to generate his voice? That's gross.
That's gross.
Get that out of here.
We had AI do a fucking kiss for us in a rom-com. That's when I knew it was fucking over. I still haven't forgiven you guys for doing that. You know who the fuck I'm talking about in that shitty ass movie. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Lauren
get
London,
that
I
out
love
of
you.
here.
I'm sorry. But get the fuck out of here. If we're not gonna just do a Twisters and just don't have them kiss, don't ever do an AI fake kiss in my movie theater ever again. The Brutalist, I got my eye on you. I'm not happy about what I've been hearing about your little film over there.
Or, hey man, maybe just don't make a rom-com with somebody you wouldn't kiss on camera. What if we just,
Also fair.
what if
That's
we
what the
just
money
say
is
that?
for. I'm not saying it's going to be the best kiss of your life, but that's what the fucking money is for.
Yeah,
if you
like,
need
if
more
you were-
money to kiss an ugly fat Jewish man, I respect that, and you deserve more money. But don't do the AI route. That's nasty.
Yeah,
What
just-
are you doing?
You could say no. Like, you know, like you don't have to. You can be like when Jonah Hill approaches you and he's like, I've written a movie where me and you are gonna kiss at the end because we're a couple. You can just be like,
You
no,
just
I don't
be
want
like,
to do
no,
that.
not interested. I'm not into that.
I
End
would
of
like to not
discussion.
make that movie actually. But yeah, the Brutalist AI thing, that's so annoying to me. Like, because I was really excited about that movie. I was really excited about like, oh, apparently they pulled off this like grand spectacle thing for like a really small budget, and they were just really scrappy about it, and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, we can't have shit. Everything
Also,
has
We
to
can't
suck
have
now.
nothing, bro.
Also, the whole press tour and like the critics talking about it is a little smell your own farts sort of stuff going on here.
You can't
that-
be smell your own farts and using AI. They cannot do both of these things.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
you
al-
also you can't be out here like putting shot on VistaVision and all of your shit talking about how like old school this shit is and that you're like dedicated
use
to the
AI.
art or whatever and using AI. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we brought back this dead technology only to use the newest technology.
I left the movie off of my list. I also saw A Real Pain, the Jesse
Oh,
Eisenberg.
yeah, that was in
um,
theaters for 2 minutes in Waco, and I didn't get to see it.
It's
I
on
saw
Hulu now.
Real Pain. It's on
Oh,
Hulu
is it?
now.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine. It's got its charm.
Is Kieran
Um,
Culkin the truth?
Kieran Culkin is the truth, but he's literally playing the same character that he plays in Succession.
He's
Except
playing
for, like,
Kendall Roy, right?
He's playing Kendall Roy, basically, but not Kendall. He's playing
Oh yeah,
what his other name? I forgot. But he it's fine. I started to hear about it in the Oscar buzz. I wouldn't put it on that particular level, just me personally. But
He's
I
gonna
thought it
win.
was.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
sounds
was,
like he's gonna win.
who's
Roman
going to
Roy.
win what?
Kieran
Kieran
Culkin's
Culkin.
gonna win Best Supporting Actor.
I don't love that, but I don't know who I would put against him.
He's playing Roman Roy the entire time, basically.
We
Okay.
want Stanley Tucci.
Okay, Stanley Tucci should be it, or we want who else is going to be nominated for Best
was
Supporting?
Denzel probably, but he's gonna probably steal it from Denzel.
I am out on Gladiator 2 winning anything, and I love you,
No.
Denzel, but get that shit. That movie's not real cinema, bro. It's just not.
You really
I
come down
know.
on it.
I've come down on it even further, and I wasn't loving it like at the time. I watched it again. I'm just not. I was unmoved, bro, except for Denzel, who I think was great. But I would not nominate any piece of this movie. This is a piece of shit. Ridley,
God damn.
I can't. Ridley, you let me down, bro. I love you, Ridley. You
Damn.
play with my emotions in this way. This movie's not serious, and it's not the actors and actresses' fault. It's not their fault.
We
They
didn't
didn't
think
do
that we
anything
would
wrong.
get this in the 56th minute of the podcast.
I'm just hurt, bro. I had such high expectations. I wanted real cinema. Ridley still makes good movies. I'll put on House of Gucci right now and have a fucking blast.
House Gucci rules.
What you're
And that
talking
was-
about is
and that
how
was
I
at
feel
a
about
time-
House of Gucci.
I like House of Gucci.
An actual
I like
bad
The
movie.
Last Duel. I like both those films. But Gladiator 3 is like pretty gowns, but it's no substance in that movie at all, bro. There's nothing there.
Real quick, Vanity Fair's Best Supporting Actor nomination predictions. Yura Borisov for Anora.
Yeah, real
Kieran
cinema.
Culkin
Yeah.
for Real Pain. Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown.
Don't know.
Guy Pearce in
seen
The
it yet.
Brutalist. And
Never
Jeremy
seen it.
Strong in The Apprentice.
Oh,
Wait. We're about to nominate something from the fucking Trump movie?
Apparently.
Okay, Oscars. Let me have a conversation with you really quick. Just really quick at the end. I know you're listening, Oscars. You got an AI movie that I'm supposed to talk about for the Oscars. You got a Trump movie I'm supposed to talk about for the Oscars. Literally weeks after Donald Trump gets put back in office again. You got A Real Pain, which is fine. Has this just been a year? Is it because Dune 2 doesn't have a best supporting actor? Because the best supporting actor is really a woman? Like, what are we doing here? Dune 2, like, what is happening here? I don't know how this category got away from us. I haven't seen 2 of those films, but I don't want to watch the Trump movie so that I can be up to date on the Oscars. I was
Justice
hoping
for-
they would do that.
Justice for Javier Bardem
What?
Right.
I have to
for
watch a
Dune
fucking.
2.
Are they going to act like Challengers doesn't exist just so we can reward an AI
Yes.
movie in the Trump movie?
I
like
really
that.
don't know at this
But I
point.
don't
I like with all this nonsense coming out. Is like, does like Anora just hang around and win, even though it was like
It might.
crashing and burning?
I really love the idea that like somebody on the conclave team was just like, "Oh, we have to ruin the Brutalist now." Like,
Yeah, they came in and took all of our shine.
we have to get the Brutalist the fuck out of here at all costs. And they were like, "Tell everyone it's made by AI."
That tweet of like somebody coming out and saying, and it's just the back of Ray Fine's head, basically in Conclave. The person coming out and telling everybody that it was made by AI.
And it definitely was made by AI. Like the director talked about this or whatever. Like it's not like a fake rumor or whatever, but it's still like that's very funny. that
Hilarious that they
everyone at
said
the
that.
same time was like,
Wait,
"Hey, wait a minute."
What is our current favorite for Best Picture? Is it not Nora
Oh,
anymore?
I don't know.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I want to say it's still Anora, but I'm feeling better about Wicked. Not gonna lie to you.
I think
No.
Wicked is gonna really clean up, bros.
I'm
I-
feeling
And
better
also
about
Wicked
it.
is
really-
and also Wicked fucking rules, bro. It rules.
Ugh.
Also, what if they do the bad thing and they give it to Amelia Perez?
Yeah, that also could happen because it
Okay,
keeps
I haven't
winning
seen
awards.
that yet, but it keeps winning awards, and like it is a musical as well. But you can't fuck with Wicked. I don't care what Amelia Perez is. It's not gonna fuck with Wicked, bro. Wicked
Uh,
is so good. Roy, why are you anti-Wicked?
I'm not anti-Wicked. I'm
so great.
anti-Wicked winning Best Picture.
Oh, that's fine. I understand.
I loved Wicked. I don't think it's a super serious movie, but like it's good fun.
So you weren't crying when she started singing about defying gravity? A black woman defying gravity didn't make you cry?
Didn't say that.
My brother in Christ. There was recently a movie featuring a dildo fight that won every award at the Oscars. So
Super serious movie. I can't get up. The reason that I don't want Wicked to win is I can't get over the way it looks. I think it kind of just looks like shit, and it really bothers me.
Little backlight gonna ruin a Best Picture? Is that what
yes,
you're saying?
I think I think it looks like absolute shit, but it's a good movie. But I can't get over that. Maybe I'm being elitist about it, but like, ugh, no thanks. Also, it's a part one. We can't give part ones Oscars. We've established this.
Unless Ariana Grande is in them. That's the rule.
Hey, I agreed with that reasoning until I saw Wicked Part 1. It fucking rocked. And all the best songs are in the Wicked Part 1. They're not going to be in Wicked Part 2, except for as reprises. So we gotta give it the award now. Like we gotta award it now.
The Brutalist is going off at 6-1 on Gold Derby to win Best Picture, and Nora is going off at the next best odds.
I like Adrian Brody. He seems like the kind of guy that when they came to him with the idea to use AI on his voice, he would be like, no, how about we just don't do that so we can be taken seriously as a piece of cinema? He seems like the kind of guy that would say
Isn't that the guy that also did the Rastafarian shit on SNL?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did do that. That's true.
He's like perma-banned from SNL because he did some weird shit introducing a musical guest.
I can't believe that
this is why we need to do the right thing and give the Best Picture to the feel-good cast of Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, who have never been problematic and everyone likes personally.
Yeah, Conclave's going off at the third best odds. Amelia Perez at the fourth best odds. And
wait, what's the second? Wait, Brutalist is second best odds?
First best odds. Nora is second best odds.
There's no way the Brutalist is going to win with AI allegations. That line has to change.
I think they've already voted.
No way.
I think they've already voted.
Way.
No, they haven't already voted.
They're not giving the fucking Best Picture to AI bullshit. And by the way, Oscars, let's just get that out of the way now. Let's just make a rule that if you use AI in a movie, it can't be nominated for awards. Boom.
You're out of here.
Problem solved. And everybody who wants to fucking use AI and make their money with their Netflix, go over there and do that shit. But you're not going to be talked about at the big kids table, and that's fine. Like, why not just do that?
That would be an interesting bylaw to put in, honestly, if you're just like...
I think they should do that.
They should do that. Why not? We all know that the Oscars is absolute bullshit and doesn't take itself seriously. And the only people that care about it are assholes like us. But for those 5 or 6 assholes like us who make movie content, why not just do it? Because we want to be able to put our noses in the air at this time of year and say, we are awarding real movies, not that other shit that y'all be watching when you go to the movie theaters once a year. This is for the real movie bros. This is for the people who be at the theaters every week. This is who the Oscars are for. So let's just do it.
It's like the Hall of Fame not letting Bonds in on principle.
Or it's like them. Obviously, the Oscars is taking a moral stand against Netflix, and they're like, we're never giving you people Best Picture. Do the same thing to AI.
Facts. And Netflix is going to be making everything with AI. Give it 5 years. There will be no more Netflix filmmakers. They'll just be using AI to pump out random bullshit for kids to click on, and they'll make $1 billion doing it. Let's just separate ourselves from them now.
They're just going to shadow ban anything that has had AI in it, is basically what you're saying?
Yeah, let's do that. Why not?
Yes, we're not awarding none of that shit. Once we get the technology to find AI in your movie, we put it through the scanner, and that shit is like a diamond tester.
I think they had
to
Laura Dern comes to your house and it has AI in it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
The ghost of Marlon Brando shows up. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I just still have to see The Brutalist. Like, put your movie in theaters, guys. Come on.
I know the Oscars can kick us in the nuts with who they give the best picture to every 6 or 7 years. I understand it. I know. I've been here. But to reward an AI movie in the year of our Lord 2025 would be so. Read the room, Oscars. Do not give
As,
this
like-
movie best picture.
We
As
just
like
got done with this strike. thing.
75% of your like voting body just like lost their houses in fires. Like you're
Bro.
going to like sit here and be like, yeah, the AI movie, that's good. That's the best picture. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know how they, and I don't know. Like, I bet we would be shocked with the percentage of stuff that like we use this AI tool to enhance our editing. Like, so you like, I think we would be shocked by that. How many people probably use stuff like that, but for it to be like very public after having a long negotiation with big movie studios about the use of AI and AI taking jobs and this, that, and the other, and then
literally
striking,
what the strike was about. Bro.
striking
Like,
about it. Tough look. Tough look.
very tough look, Oscars. You could even not give it a Best Picture nomination. Maybe it's great. I haven't seen it. I can't say anything about the film, but you can literally just say we're not going to make that one of the Best Picture nominees and really take a stand.
It's the
that will
film
send
nerds.
a message. That will
It's the
send a
film
message.
nerds movie of the year. 3.5 hours and it has an intermission, or 4 hours and it has an intermission. Like,
Oh, they're smelling their own farts for sure.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and I haven't even seen it, but it is a little insisting
This
upon
is
itself,
Oscar bait.
especially in the press and like in all the critics who were talking about it. Cinema's back. They did all this visionary stuff. It's a little insisting upon itself.
Yeah, they can't trick me.
Yeah.
I'll just have to see it. I don't want to cast judgment. I've done that too often, but
I'm
anyway,
casting judgment.
I'm casting judgment. Yeah, I'm taking a moral stand here. Whether the movie's good or not, fuck AI.
Maybe it fucking rules, but I hate to hear that. That was that. I was looking forward to seeing your film, and now I have a lot less want to see your film. Maybe I'll see it. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna see it. Maybe I will.
You know what? Pirate it. Fuck them.
Yeah. If I do see it, I will pirate the shit out of that
It's
film.
going to be one of the most pirated films of the year.
If I see it,
1000%.
Brutalist Committee and Brutalist filmmakers, if I see it, I will be on those interwebs. I'll be watching that shit with an ad or two every 30, 40 minutes. And you got an intermission anyway, so I might as well, get my shit off, let the ads play while I go take my own personal intermission, and maybe I'll watch your movie, but I will not pay to watch your movie. I agree. Turn that shit off.
Real quick, who's winning the national championship?
Ohio State.
Yeah, big time, bigly, right? Like,
Ryan Day is somehow beating the allegations.
I can't believe it. I
It's
I
so
cannot
crazy.
believe that Ryan college basketball is the craziest sport ever. That guy was 3 weeks ago. Everybody they were
wanted
throwing
to fire his ass. They
through his
wanted to
fucking window.
yeah.
He had armed security to walk around the small fucking town where he lives and coaches. And now he's about to fucking win a national championship.
And I
That's
guarantee
crazy.
there's it's a non-zero number of people that'll still
That
be
will still
mad
be like, fuck that
he-
guy.
yeah, that he lost
Facts.
to Michigan.
Facts.
I tweeted
Facts.
this the other day, but this is like when the Milwaukee Bucks won their championship, and in that playoff run, everyone was like, "We have to fire Mike Budenholzer. He's the worst fucking coach of all time." And then won the championship, so he got to stay for like an extra like 2-3 years.
That's
Yeah.
And then
exactly
they
what that's
fired
like.
Everybody
Somehow,
knew that
whoops.
he just ran ass backwards into another championship, and they're just like,
Yeah.
this can't be.
Yeah, it's like the Coach Orgeron. Coach Orgeron won the national
Right.
championship and literally coached a legendarily good LSU team that might be one of the best teams to ever exist. And then 2 years later, he was fired because he was actually terrible at his job.
Well, he was
He
like,
doesn't
he was,
do anything.
he was trying to allegedly have
And he was
sex with
sleeping
like boosters' wives.
boosters'
Yeah.
wives. So he was wilding. But
And also, he's like not good at anything. It's like, oh, you lost your defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator and your Heisman quarterback and like
3 of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
and the best cornerback in the NFL. And it's like, oh, so what do you do now? And nothing. I'm just gonna try and fuck this guy's wife.
I got paid, and I'm going to try to sleep with that guy's wife. I'll be right back. Oh my god! Yeah. So the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again, and the
how do you think Mark Andrews feels like right about now? Like, how do you think he feels?
I bet he doesn't want to get on that plane.
Dude.
Lamar called them out in the press. Lamar was like, "We got to catch the fucking ball. I'm tired of this shit." He said that in the press.
Hey man, at this point, why not?
At this point, why not? Like
Zay Flowers dropping it at the goal line, him dropping it at the goal line. Hang on to the ball.
It's like, bro, like people are mad at the Texans for like complaining about the rest or whatever. I'm like, dude, why lie? Season's over. Like, just like, hey, fuck him. Like, Mark Andrews stinks. Get him out of here. Season's done.
Mark Andrews stinks, bros. Get him.
Why do I need
Not only do you
to
fumble, you dropped the 2-point conversion to tie the game, but you also just had a random fumble where you tried to juke 3 guys. Where were you going to go? You are slow and white. What was that juke going to accomplish? All you did was
he
fumble.
had like tightrope surgery earlier in the year. What does he think he's doing?
It's like, dude, do you know who you are?
Like that's one of those things. Like I guarantee, like you can't get rid of Zay Flowers for fumbling at the foot. Like that was a kind of a fluke play at the end of that game last year or whatever. Got to hold on to the football though. You score, you're in the Super Bowl. All of this is, like water under the bridge or whatever. But you still can't get rid of Zay Flowers. Mark Andrews, they're gonna get ready to learn XFL, buddy. Like it's like
what a nasty.
And he's a great tight end, but he'll get ready to learn Los Angeles Chargers, dude. Like,
yeah, get him out of here, man. And that's got to be so fucking annoying that like Lamar Jackson, I'm sure it took a lot for him to mentally be like, you know what, Mark Andrews fucked it up, but I'm still gonna go to him with the game on the line. That's what you do.
I'm still gonna throw the guy. He's open. He's gonna make the play.
And then he does that shit again. It's like, bro, that's unforgivable. Sorry.
Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl, but it's okay. I mean, I don't think the Rockets will win. They'll make it to the playoffs. But what we can all rest in solace knowing is that the Oklahoma City Thunder are 1,000% going to get flamed in the playoffs.
I cannot fucking wait, and I hope it's by the Rockets. This Rocket season is so fucking fun. This Rockets team is so fucking fun. When Barry gets back, we are going to be so fucking unstoppable. Jalen Green is back to being him. The Rockets are him, bro. This has been a fucking fun season. I love this team.
It's really fun.
Team. I don't know what's going to be more exciting for me when the Oklahoma City Thunder get fraud checked or when the Cleveland Cavaliers get fraud checked, because it's coming for both of them. I'm going to be happy as fuck both times.
It doesn't even matter what round it's in. It's happening.
It's happening. They're getting.
If we get to play OKC in the Western if we get to play OKC in the playoffs, I'm going to be so happy no matter what happens, because I fucking hate that team. And I know that everybody likes them because they're hunky dory, they're in Oklahoma City and shit. And fuck that team. Like fuck what they got going on.
They
fuck
built
Chet.
the right way. Oh
fuck,
my god.
Fuck everything about that franchise. I love when we play OKC. We kicked the niggas out the fucking preseason, the in-season tournament. That was a glorious day. I can't wait to see OKC again. I can't wait.
They're also, it's just like they complain for, I mean, I don't know if they did, but like people complain for years about Harden. And then like SGA is the biggest Harden acolyte I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
he
just like
at the church.
What do we like? But he's awesome to people. What? Hate that.
Yeah,
hate
I
that.
think people
Anyway, this is a random rant on a movie podcast, but he loses in the second round again. People are gonna really turn. I guarantee it.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are the brutalist AI of the NBA.
What a comparison.
That's how we connect these things.
What to bring it all back. All right. That has been a One Take Podcast. You can find us at One Take Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I guess, which is now just like a Trump platform, which is fun. So we're on all of the sites. We're all separately on Blue Sky. I don't think I'm going to make a One Take Podcast thing on there, but we're all on Blue Sky as well, getting those skeets off. And so you can find us on there. You can find Tej, I'm sure, talking about the national championship on the Slander U. Go watch all of Dex's edits that are now lies, but they are fire.
So good,
edit.
Man.
They're
so
fire
good.
edits.
Appreciate that.
So you can follow all of that at Apollo HOU at apollohou.com. You can find some writing there as well. And go watch movies. Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. New year, new us, but still Florence Pugh.
Yeah. What's the movie coming soon? The
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, right?
And then I think she has another one. I'd have to look and see what it is. But if Florence Pugh is in it, you know she's gonna put in the work. So whatever she's in, go check that shit out.
All right. We will support Florence Pugh, but for right now, we are out.